طيب، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. صلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. حياكم الله, my dear brothers and sisters. Welcome to today's lesson, or today's lecture if you like. It's saying that it's streaming to YouTube. Can somebody confirm that it's actually working? It's saying video unavailable. Can somebody check? I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know. I don't think the YouTube stream is working. Let me know if it works on your side. Actually, now it's working, alhamdulillah. Okay, ممتاز. طيب, okay. So, barakallah fikum. Welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson, or today's lecture if you like, we are, inshallah ta'ala, going to focus on two things. Okay? The first thing we're going to focus on, inshallah ta'ala, is the topic of learning Arabic. All of you have joined us today because you are interested to learn Arabic. Okay? Obviously, this is, as you can see, the kickoff lecture for cohort 8. Cohort 8. What does that mean? Cohort 8 is not level 8. Cohort 8 basically means that this is the 8th time we are taking on a group of students and taking them through these 12 weeks, this 12-week experience through a level from the levels of this course. And they're progressing through those levels. The 8th time we're opening for enrollment. So alhamdulillah, that has spanned more than 2 years, that experience, more than 2 years. So having dealt with so many students, so many coming in, so many new faces, there's a lot of things that obviously we come across. There's a lot of lessons that we learn, that the students learn. Okay. So sharing with you some of those experiences from myself, giving you advice regarding that. That's one of the purposes of today's lecture, because all of you are here to learn Arabic. So it's only right to give you advice when it comes to learning Arabic and share my personal experience as a teacher and share the experience of my students. And obviously, we also have a lot of few of the students that study with us. Not many of them, because I did not expect them to attend, because this lecture is mainly for new students who wanted to know more about the course. But those that are here, inshallah, can also share their experiences. Inshallah, we'll give them the opportunity. That's one thing. Second thing, obviously, is talking about the specific course that we have on offer, the Arabic Conversational Course, which is based on Al-Arabi Bain Yadayk. What we do, what we have, what we've prepared for you, all of the things that make this course unique and the learning resources that we offer. And then finally, to answer your questions about the course or questions that you have about learning Arabic, inshallah ta'ala, towards the end. Of course, every single time we've been doing this kind of event, we've been joined by Dr. Awad. Dr. Awad, okay, who has always been our special guest from the beginning. And alhamdulillah, he's been a teacher with us in this course from day one. He teaches the workshops. Alhamdulillah, the students benefit a lot from him. He's a professor at King Saud University. He teaches, specifically, he specializes in training teachers on how to teach Arabic. He's also one of the main trainers, or I think he's head of training, I think, at Al-Arabi Bain Yadayk, or to be more precise, Arabic for All. That's the company that authored Al-Arabi Bain Yadayk. So what he does is he travels all around the world, see how people teach Arabic, and he trains them on how to teach Arabic, specifically when it comes to using the Bain Yadayk course. And the way I got to know him, obviously he teaches at my university, but he hasn't taught me in the Ma'had. He's taught other students, but not me particularly. But the way we crossed paths and got to know each other very well is because I enrolled for one of the training, is like a 2-week training on this curriculum, how to teach Bain Yadayk, organized by the company itself. So you have him, you have another, one of the authors of the book, Abdurrahman al-Fawzan, and others, people basically experts in Arabic teaching. So that's a training course I did with them, certification course. Alhamdulillah, I got the certificate, and that's where I got the connection with him. And he continues doing these training courses, by the way. As a matter of fact, he was meant to join us today, Dr. Awad. Like I said, professor at Arabic Linguistic Institute in King Saud University, and he's a director of the training department at Arabic for All. But قدر الله ما شاء فعل, he's in a plane right now. He excused himself. He said he can't join today's lecture because he's traveling. Like he always does. He travels to different countries and trains teachers. So قدر Allah, this specific lecture or this time coincides with him being on the plane. Otherwise, he never shies away from teaching. Even if he's driving, he joins in like he done last time. But inshallah, there's many lectures, there's many questions we've asked him before. You can access it on my YouTube page. And he will be part of the course as well, inshallah. He'll be a workshop trainer, inshallah. But قدر Allah, today he couldn't join. So I will be taking his place, inshallah, in terms of answering your questions. Okay? طيب. All right. So before we start, I'd just like to ask, why are you here today? What are you expecting from today's lecture? Please share that with us. Barakallahu feekum on WooClub, so that we can hopefully meet your expectations or even better exceed them, and make sure that you walk out from today's lecture having achieved that which you came for. Okay? So I've shared the link to WooClub. I'll share it again, inshallah, in the chat for those of you that maybe joined late. Okay? Please join WooClub and answer that question, inshallah. Barakallah feekum. So while you guys are putting those questions in, quick overview of today's lecture. Like I said, a quick introduction. Then I'll answer some of the questions that you posed. Then we'll talk about the course, inshallah. Not just myself, but also the students that, um, are with us on the call. They can share their input as well. Then we'll talk about the pricing, the different tiers that we have, and 3 guarantees that we give to everyone who signs up. And then we'll walk you through. We'll walk you through the actual portal, show you what we have on offer, what you can benefit from, inshallah ta'ala. Okay? And then finally, steps to join, so that you know exactly what to do. All right? Right. Someone said, looking forward to join the relevant level suitable for me. Inshallah, we'll make sure we help you with that. I'm new here. I want to understand what this course is about. What are its outcomes? Is it Quranic Arabic grammar or just Arabic conversation? Okay, that's a good question. We will answer that question, inshallah ta'ala, as part of the presentation. Now, طيب. To learn Arabic, to have a better understanding of my religion, especially the Quran and the prayers. Okay, Jamil. All right, keep them coming in, inshallah, so that we can make sure we meet your expectations. Okay, so before I start, barakallahu feekum, let me share with you some of the biggest realizations or advice that I've given students over the years that has benefited them, especially since for the past few weeks when we finished cohort 7. I messaged the students and I got on a call with a lot of them. I think over 15 students. Had like a 30-minute call with each, asking them about their experiences and how they would like to improve the course and what have you. So there's a lot of gems and a lot of benefits that I got from that. Okay? So inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to share that with you. Okay? But before I share that with you, okay, I would like you, and I'll come back to these questions. I'd like you to tell me about your Arabic journey. Yes? So where are you in your Arabic journey? Okay? And what have your struggles been? Okay? So everybody struggles with something, right? Okay? So I want you to comment. Yes? Either you can say, didn't start yet. Okay? Okay? Maybe you can say, I am trying. Okay. Maybe Arabic journey is going great. Okay. Or maybe you have or about to give, if you haven't given up, but you're about to give up. Okay. When you answer these questions, I want you to comment as well. Okay. Pick one of those options. All right. And comment with any relevant comments that you have. If you're trying, okay, what are your struggles? If it's going great, what's going great for you? Okay, share that with everyone. Barakallah fikum. And if you're about to give up, please tell us why you're about to give up or what has caused you to reach a level whereby you're about to give up. Okay? Because truth has to be said. This journey of learning Arabic is not easy. And I've taught many, 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 many students over the years, and it would probably come as a shock to you if I said that, and I'll tell you that. Most students that I teach, or most students that come to me to learn Arabic, most of them are not total beginners. Most of them is not their first try. The average student that says, I want to learn Arabic is someone who has been trying for a while. Now, that's good news and that's bad news. Huh? It's good news because, mashallah, it shows you that, alhamdulillah, people are trying and they're putting in effort. And alhamdulillah, it's something that, a lot of us, a lot of people are giving importance to, which is great. But the question is, why is it the case that the average student is jumping from course to course? Why is it that the average student, right, um, is someone who's been trying for a while, right? What's going wrong? It's a good question, right? You have to answer that question. Because I am sure for yourself that either your situation is the case or you know many, many people around you who've been trying to learn Arabic for years. No, that's not understatement, wallah. You probably know people who've been trying to learn Arabic for years, who've jumped to many different courses, and they still are not there. Why? I'm gonna try and give you, telling you, or giving you my advice or my input on why I think that's the case. Time. Okay. Beginner level, I've been trying jumping from one lesson to another. I always give up because sometimes I guess as the lessons go further, they become difficult, or at least that's the way I see it. Jamil. Um, Someone else here said it is embarrassing, but my journey started 50 years, but for some reason no, there's nothing embarrassing. There's nothing embarrassing. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you have been trying and you haven't given up for almost 5 decades, if not more, that is something that I really, really, you know, look up to. That is very motivating, mashallah. That shows that you have some amazing drive. Most people give up after 5 months. Uh, the really, really patient ones, they might last for 5 years. But the fact you haven't given up yet and you joined this course today, alhamdulillah, that's amazing. And what I want you to know is learning Arabic is not just about reaching your destination, it's about the fact that you are actually doing that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So look at it this way, uh, look at it this way. You have been actively trying and struggling and being patient upon that which pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you haven't given up. That is admirable. As a matter of fact, I remember once when I send out emails, I send out the emails inviting people to the Arabic classes. There's one sister I'll never forget. She replied back to me and she said, Jazakallah khair. I appreciate the email. Okay. However, I tried to learn Arabic and I couldn't. I've given up. Um, Please don't message me again. You know, that really broke my heart. It's like, subhanAllah. And I remember replying back to her saying to her, please, you know, tell me why you've given up and we're here to help you and, just give one more chance or something like that. I replied with something, I can't remember exactly what the reply was. But yeah, some people, maybe they've seen the messages today on the groups. They're like, oh, forget it. Not another Arabic course. I tried many times. Anyway, Let's try and answer that question. Okay. We can see that for those of you that have answered on WooClub, the vast majority said they're trying. And one person said they're doing great. Okay. Sheikh, I've been learning from you and it's an absolute pleasure and honor. Alhamdulillah. You're doing great, Alhamdulillah. Because I think one of the students is studying with us now. Alhamdulillah, I'm happy that it's going great for you. Okay, let's look at those who are trying. Start with book 1A, been a day, have it a block, but with school ending, wanting to start back up, inshallah. Okay. I've started Medina books and I work on Arabic words in the Quran when I read to understand. Alhamdulillah. I completed Arabic through the Quran course over a year ago. And I'm searching for a course that continues the course in more depth. Okay. Already learned Ajrumiyya but can't speak properly. Qadar Allah. Okay. So as you can see, alhamdulillah, none of you have given up, which is great. Okay. Those of you that are trying, as you can see, it's a combination of, trying to find the next step to the course. This here is focusing on grammar, not being able to speak, which is actually why we do the Arabic Conversational Course, because we see that that is something that's overlooked a lot. Type. Okay. So let me answer some of your questions. We've got some comments here on the Zoom chat as well. Beginning level, I've been trying jumping from one lesson to another, always give up because sometimes I guess as the lesson goes further, they become difficult. Okay, look, let me tell you why. Okay, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why when many people, they struggle and they give up. Okay, from my experience and from the students that I've seen. The problem is, my dear brother, and tell me if this is, or dear sister, tell me if this resonates with you or not, which is that Arabic is not something you can learn passively. It is something you have to learn actively. You have to get involved. You have to answer questions. You have to do exercises. You have to speak. Okay. For example, the brother here that said, or the sister, I don't know, the student here that said, I already learned Ajrumiyya but can't speak properly. I'll tell you why you can't speak properly. Because you don't speak. That's as simple as it gets. Right? I want to ask you, my brother or sister who learned Ajrumiyya. Yes? When you done Ajrumiyya, did the teacher give you opportunity to speak in Arabic? Huh? Did you have workshops or conversational opportunities whereby you speak to other students and the teacher and you get feedback? And probably the answer is no. Huh? Probably the answer is what? The answer is no. Okay. So if that's the case, how do you expect to learn how to speak? It's not going to happen. Okay. Same thing. If you're struggling with gaining traction and benefiting, staying on top, and if you want things to stay easy, you have to be on top of what you learned today. You have to review and revise. Why? I'll tell you why. Your brain, let's say your brain is what? Your brain, let's say it's a vessel. Your brain's a vessel, right? You have short-term storage or you have long-term storage. Okay? Now, if the information comes into the short-term storage, right, and you don't review it such that it goes into long-term storage, right, then what happens over time? Over time, your brain gets clogged. All these different concepts that have not been put into long-term storage, they start to mix up with each other. So the reason why it gets more difficult the further you go is because you're not mastering what you've learned today before, or in time. Okay? You're just passively listening to the lectures, thinking that by listening to your teacher explaining stuff that you'll master it, which is not the case. Okay? Mashallah, we've got a lot of more people saying that it's going great. Currently in level 3, I've missed some assignments and workshops, but alhamdulillah, consistency is key. Okay, I suppose that's one of our students, alhamdulillah. Okay, so basically, again, like I said, for those of you that are struggling, that have given up, tell me, comment, tell me, and be honest if that resonates with you or not. Are you someone who is attending the classes, listening to a teacher explain stuff, and they're not putting in the work, consistent work to master what you've learned? And then as you continue, the information starts what? Overwhelming you. That's what happens. Okay? So what you need to do is you need to have a system. You need to have some kind of schedule whereby the time that you spend on learning Arabic is not just time where you listen, but it's time where you listen and you practice. That's why the course that we have, there's 2 hours of lectures a week. Okay. But when you fill out the application form, we expect you to say that you can dedicate 7 hours a week. So what are you doing the other 5 hours? The other 5 hours you're practicing. 2 hours of practical workshops live with the teacher, and another 3 hours where you're on the portal doing assignments. That's what we've seen brings success. That's what we've seen gives progress. Okay. But if your Arabic learning is passive, no. Okay. In other words, to summarize, if you want to improve your Arabic speaking skills, you have to speak. If you want to improve your Arabic listening skills, you have to listen to a lot of Arabic. If you want to improve your Arabic writing skills, you have to write Arabic. So there's no way to improve your Arabic skills than by doing it. Okay? Than by doing it. Okay. طيب. Um, now, I do admit, this person said, I do attend lessons and do homework, but I don't practice after class. Now, I think this is the problem with 90% of people who learn and not go forward. Yeah, I believe that's the case as well. Right? Okay, now let me give you a second one. This is the second piece of advice. Okay? And then we'll suffice with that and we'll talk about the course, inshallah. But again, this is one of the biggest takeaways I've got from these few years of teaching where I saw students failing. Okay, which is that when it comes to learning Arabic, let me ask you this question, by the way. Okay. Let's say you signed up for an Arabic language course, a 12-week course. Okay. All right. So when it comes to this 12-week course that you're part of, um, what is the main benefit you get out of joining a 12-week live cohort course? Okay. This is not a self-paced course. Okay. It's a cohort course whereby you're studying with another group of students. Okay. You're studying together. There are live classes, there are assignments, there's homework, there are tests, there are practical workshops, like I said. What is the main benefit you get out of this 12-week live cohort course that will define if you learned Arabic or how much Arabic you learn? And excuse me, this question might seem a bit vague, but inshallah, when I give you the answer, it'll make sense. Okay? It'll make sense. And especially the reason I'm asking this is because a lot of students, or some students, they just join a cohort, right? And then when we're around week 4, week 5, they drop out. Okay? And they drop out because of um this wrong way of thinking, a wrong mindset. Okay? Because they do not realize what the main benefit is. That's why they drop out. So by week 4, they think there's no more benefit in continuing with the course, so they drop out. But if they realized what the main benefit is, then they would stick around until week 12. Do you see the question now? Okay, so you have to know, if you're going to join a live cohort course, you have to know what the main benefit you're going to get out of this experience is. Okay, if that benefit stops being relevant, or that benefit you can't get it anymore, then okay, then you are justified for dropping out. But as long as that benefit is still there, you should stick around. What do you think that is? Huh? Because wallahi, this is the reality. Every time I speak to a student who unfortunately dropped out and I get on a call with them, try and see what happened, always seems to be the same reason. They give the same reasoning. It's a logical bias, huh, that is deeply ingrained in most students. And we have to fix it right now before you even start. Otherwise, you set yourself up for failure. You're actively engaged in the learning, so you will learn more effectively. Okay. Getting the chance to speak with fellow students and teacher workshops are the key benefit. I feel that it's the icing on the cake. All right. To strive for the best. Okay. I don't have scope of speaking. Okay. Yes, true. Okay. Type. Let me tell you, the main benefit that you will get out of a 12-week live cohort course, where, like I said, you're part of a group of students who show up every single week at the same time, who join workshops together. There are assignments, there's expectations, there's a teacher following up with you, there's accountability. The main benefit you get out of this 12-week experience is that you are spending time with the language. You are immersed in the language. Huh? That's what you get out of it. Okay, what we're trying to do here with the Arabic Conversational Course, and what every teacher should do with any Arabic learning program that they have, the thing that keeps me up as a teacher, yes, and the thing that we always strategize for as a team, and we try to optimize for, is how can we get these students to spend as much time as possible with the language? Okay. So why do I ask this question? Because what happens is that a student will join and they will benefit from the lessons. First 2 weeks. Third week, life gets in the way. They get sick, they travel, wife gave birth, something happens, right? So they fall behind. They fall behind by 1 or 2 weeks. Okay? As they fall behind by 1 or 2 weeks, now there's a gap in their learning, right? Okay? So we are, let's say, now on unit 4. They missed out on unit 3. Now they're trying to catch up. When they see that they can't catch up, yes, and they're behind, they drop out. Because they think, in their mind, they think that everything has to be done in order. Okay? And if they fall behind, they fell behind. There's no point anymore. No. The benefit you're getting is you are immersing, you're spending time with the language. Don't catch up. Forget unit 3 that you missed out on. Join at unit 4 and start to and benefit from that experience whereby you are in class, speaking to the teacher, doing your assignments, and what have you. So there should be no reason for you to drop out at any stage, because every single week from those 12 weeks gives you its own benefit. That's minimum 7 hours of you spending time with the language. That benefit is there from week 1 all the way up until week 12. Okay? So please keep this in mind. واضح? Like I said again, just hang about, be consistent, spend time with the language. I guarantee you that if you spend 7 hours a week for 12 weeks on the Arabic language, how much is that? That is 77 times 2 is 84, almost 100 hours if you include, the extra stuff, the supplementary, and we've got supplementary workshops as well. Include supplementary workshops. That's over 100 hours you spend with the language. Wallahi, you'll see a difference. Depending on the level you're in, but wallahi, you'll see a difference. Okay? Because the Arabic language, it will be your friend if you treat it like a friend. Okay? If you make it your best friend, you have friends, right? You all have friend circles. Which of your friends, do you think will sacrifice the most for you? Which of your friends will come to your aid? Which of your friends will be there when you need them the most? It's the ones you spend most time with, isn't it? صح ولا لا? Isn't that the case? Same to the Arabic language. You spend time with it, you take it as a friend, wallah, it will give you back. It will open up its treasures for you and its benefits and its gifts. It will say to you, Muhammad, I like you here. And before you know it, you love the language loves you. Before you know it, you're progressing. Before you know it, this whole mindset of this is difficult, no, everything will become easy. Okay? طيب, barakallah fiqh. I mean, at the end of the day, there's so much that can be said. And there's so much advice that can be shared. Okay? But alhamdulillah, I think we can suffice with that. And what I would like to do, inshallah ta'ala, is for those students that are joining us, our existing students who've been studying with us, regardless if it's been for a few months or a few years, whilst I go over the course details, please do me a favor, okay? Which is, please answer these questions to help, your fellow brothers and sisters um, by answering these questions. Okay? طيب. So what you're going to do, inshallah, is you can uh, you can comment on each question. Okay? Please answer. And this is for our existing students. So the first question is, what were some of the challenges you faced and how did you overcome them? Share your experiences. Secondly, what would you have done more of if you could go back in time? And thirdly, how would you honestly describe your experience in the Arabic Conversational Course? Okay. Actually, I should turn this into a mind map. Wrong question type. 1 minute. I mean, not mind map. What's it called again? Brainstorming here. Where is it? Yes. Let's go for this. Okay. Please answer those questions whilst we go over some of the course details, inshallah, with the new students. Jazakumullah khair. I appreciate it. We'll come back to it, inshallah. Okay. Then let's talk about the course. The course, like we said, there's two sides to it. We have the curriculum or the course, the Arabic Conversational Course, which is based on Al-Arabi Bain Yadik. Okay. And we also have the Balagha course. The Balagha course we're going to talk about another time. The Balagha course itself needs its own introduction. We need to talk about the book, why we chose that book, and all these sort of things. So today, we're not going to spend much time talking about the Balagha Essentials course, which is for the more advanced students. We'll talk about it another time. So today, let's talk about the Arabic Conversational Course specifically. It's based on Al-Arabi Bain Yadik. Al-Arabi Bain Yadik, I have a YouTube clip here that you can watch where I mentioned everything you need to know about this series. So I'm not going to talk about that right now. You can watch that in your own time, inshallah. Okay? 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 So why this curriculum specifically? You'll find the answer in this video, inshallah. Which level you should join? Again, leave that to us. Okay? In the application form, you pick either the level if you know what your level you're on. If not, you just say you want to do a placement test. We'll send you a placement test. We'll mark the placement test, and they will tell you exactly which level is best for you. So that's something you don't need to worry about. If you sign up for the course, we will place you in the right level that is most suitable for you. Doesn't matter. Okay? Okay, so it doesn't matter if you sign up for the course as a whole, we place you in your level. Okay, so don't worry about the levels, inshallah. This Bain Yadik course, I don't want to talk about it right now. Like I said, I've talked about it before, but it is a very powerful curriculum. And I find it to be one of the best curriculums, if not the best curriculum. Specifically, if you ask me why, because it is a curriculum that is comprehensive. It covers every single Arabic language skill, whereas many other curriculums are limited. For example, some of you have learned Medina book. Medina book is not a full curriculum. Medina books is one subject. It's the grammar. It is the book, the textbook for the grammar subject at Jami'ah al-Islamiyah. Just grammar. Okay? There's many other books and many other things they teach as part of that program. So it's just only one thing. Whereas Bain Yadik, you have grammar, you have vocabulary, you have speaking, you have writing, you have pronunciation, you have sound recognition. It covers everything, alhamdulillah. That's why I love it. Okay? And it's a good book, generally speaking. Okay? No book is perfect. You'll find mistakes in it. You'll find some things that need to be clarified, but that's not my job. My job as a teacher is to clarify to you what's right from what's wrong. Okay? And I do that in the class all of the times. Okay? But overall, it's a very good book. Has a very religious identity, alhamdulillah, and is great. Type. Some of you asked earlier, and you said that you wanted to know about the learning outcomes and objectives. Okay, let me share that with you. These are the learning outcomes and objectives. Obviously, if you go to the website, you'll find maybe more details on the landing page, the link I'm going to share with you. But quickly, we have vocabulary acquisition. Okay, so as part of this course, building your vocabulary bank is a main learning outcome. And we do that by way of obviously using the words that we learn and all these sort of things, but also specifically because we have Quizlet flashcards for every single level. Okay. And these Quizlet flashcards are very, very beneficial and very, very useful. Students love them. Okay. So to quickly show you how they look like. Uh, I'm not sure if you know about the Quizlet app. It's a very beneficial app. So here you have the Quizlet flashcards. So we got the core vocabulary, which is the vocabulary that you find within what? Actually, I'm not sharing the screen, am I? 1 second. Okay. This is the core vocabulary, which is the vocabulary you have in the dialogues. Then we have supplementary vocabulary, and then we have themed vocabulary. All of them taken from Bainy Date book. And you also have some revision for a revision folder as well that groups all of the words together and even groups them according to opposites and plurals and what have you. Okay, very beneficial. When you go to any of the units, it's organized by unit. So let's say unit week 1, you're doing, let's say this level 2, let's say you're doing unit 9. So you can play games, you can test yourself, you can click on learn. I think you use a spaced repetition, something like that. If you use memorize it all, and it's just really, really beneficial. Okay, it's got the audio as well. Okay, so alhamdulillah, we have Quizlet flashcards to help you with vocabulary acquisition. Then we have mastering grammar skills. When it comes to mastering grammar skills, we have very unique exercises that we've created specifically for mastering certain grammar skills, such as the Tanam tables. Some of you might know about that for verb conjugation. We also have games, okay, that make it fun to learn these grammar skills, on top of obviously the explanation in class and the assignments that come with the curriculum itself. When it comes to developing speaking skills, again, there's a major, major objective, and we do that by way of the workshops. There are 2 main workshops you do every single week, and there's another 2 supplementary ones you can do as well. So that's 4 hours a week. 4 hours a week where you are actually expected to speak. A small class of students, on average 5 to 6 students, yes, which gives you the opportunity to speak and interact with other students. And we have unique exercises for the workshops. And the most important thing about the workshops, by the way, which makes them so powerful, is that each week we have a specific theme that we're dealing with based on the unit that we're studying. So everything is in sync and in harmony. Okay? So the vocabulary that you're learning is that week's vocabulary. What you're practicing in the workshop is based on the vocabulary that you've learned in that week's unit. The assignments that you're doing is that week's unit. So that whole week, yes, every skill you're developing is based around the unit you've been studying that week. So it's complementing each other. It's not like you come and you turn up for a speaking workshop and you're expected to just speak off the top of your head. No, you know exactly what you're going to talk about. You've been practicing the words already. You've already read and understood the dialogues so that you have these template sentences in your head. Now it's your turn to implement it. Okay, so that's why it's very, very beneficial. For developing writing skills and perfecting spelling, again, something that many of you don't do. Many of you just don't write Arabic, right? But alhamdulillah, all of the writing assignments, we have them on our portal as electronic exercises whereby you type the answers, you send them in automatically on the portal itself. A teacher marks it, corrects your mistakes, and returns it to you, and you get an email with a PDF attachment with the teacher's corrections. That's how efficient it is. Okay, every single, like Bainidek is a book. We have the physical book, right? But most people that learn Bainidek, and tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Most courses, you show up, you do the homework by yourself, and that's it. There is no teacher that's checking your textbook and seeing what you wrote and giving you feedback. Nobody does that. Maybe the last time someone's done that for you is back in school, right? But this is important. Okay, now, of course, we don't want you to take a picture of your textbook and then send it in and teacher struggles with your handwriting. That's why we use the portal where you type in the answer, which helps you as well develop your typing skills and your spelling. And the teacher gives you feedback, personalized feedback based on your answers. When it comes to improving reading and listening comprehension, of course, the book itself has listening comprehension exercises. When it comes to reading, you improve your reading fluency in the workshops. You improve your reading comprehension by reading the dialogue before attending class. And that's another thing as well. Very, very important. And the students found this to be really, really beneficial, which is that we have, out of all of the exercises that we have, half of them are pre-class and the other half are post-class. So we expect you to actually do work before the lecture. One of the things that you do is we have a Google Sheets with the dialogue. I'm going to show you in a moment. Don't worry. When it comes to walkthrough, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. There's a Google Sheets with the dialogue. You read the dialogue, any word or anything that you don't understand, you comment on the document itself. When it comes to lecture time, I have the document in front of me. I answer all of your questions as I'm explaining the dialogue. This is really beneficial because now any questions that come to your mind while you're reading, you can place it there. And this helps a lot with your reading comprehension. Okay, as opposed to attending class and just hearing me literally translate the sentences for you. No, we don't do that. My job as a teacher is not to translate Bain Yadayk for you. Some people, that's what they do, wallah. Huh? They come, they teach you Arabic, and they're like, it says, Assalamu alaikum, كيف حالك? كيف حالك means, how are you? بخير والحمد لله. I'm good, alhamdulillah. What are you doing? You know, that's why we don't do that. I don't come to class and just translate the dialogue for you. No. Okay. I answer your questions because you had the opportunity to read before class. And whatever you don't ask about, we assume that you understand. If you don't understand, you can still ask live in class. But that's what I mean by improving your reading and listening comprehension. There's also sound recognition and pronunciation that comes part with Bain Yadayk. We have some specific exercise for that as well. For example, one of the exercises, you hear an audio where, let's say, he says karra. That's what he says, karra. Okay? Then you have two options. Karra, which is kaf ra and shadda, or qarra, which is qaf ra and shadda. Those of you that struggle with recognizing the difference between kaf and qaf, or ayn and hamza, or ha and ha, this exercise will help you. Okay? Because some of you find it difficult when they speak, they find difficult to say qalb, which means heart. Instead, they say kalb, which means dog. Why? It's because they don't recognize the sound. First, you have to recognize the difference between qaf and kaf before you can pronounce it. So first you develop your sound recognition, and then you can improve your pronunciation in class. Okay? So this exercise helps you with that because you're contrasting. This in linguistic, in phonetics actually, this taught in under the science of phonology, right? Which is the difference between different sounds or what have you. Or orthography, which is how we write stuff. It's called minimal pairs. Minimal pairs, that's what it's called. Basically, the two words are the exact same, and the only difference is just one sound. You give students minimal pairs that helps them to develop their sound recognition so that they can differentiate between the qaf and the kaf when they hear it. Once you learn how to differentiate and recognize it, when you hear it, then you can pronounce it. واضح؟ طيب. Okay, if you want to see the exact projected learning outcomes, you can go to the website, inshallah ta'ala, and you can read these things, this description over here, inshallah. Okay? طيب. What's the course calendar? The course is going to start, inshallah ta'ala, next week on the 21st of June. The class timings are going to be roughly between 8 to 10 p.m. Mecca time. Okay? Of course, some of you might not be able to attend a certain live lecture. No worries, every live lecture, the replay is recorded. Okay? And if there's certain workshops you can't attend, we have supplementary workshops to make up for it. Okay? Twice per week, every course, we meet up twice per week. Okay? It's either a Saturday and a Tuesday, or a Monday and a Sunday and a Tuesday. And it depends on the level you're on. Okay? And each lecture, we do a 1 hour lecture followed by a 1 hour practical workshop where you implement and put to practice what you've learned. Okay? And of course, those workshops are limited in number and they're segregated. The brothers with myself and Dr. Awad, and the sisters with Ustad Sarah. Okay? طيب. And this is basically what a sample week looks like, roughly. Okay? So you're doing pre-unit assignment a day before the lecture. Then we have the live class. Okay? After live class, you do assignments. Let's say from Sunday till Monday, you'll be doing your assignments and attending supplementary workshops. Then we have the second lecture on Tuesday. Okay? And then Wednesday and between Wednesday and Thursday, you're doing your post-unit assignments and supplementary workshops. Okay, so as you can see, you are actually involved and busy throughout the week, which is how it should be, right? Nice and spread out so that you're never overwhelmed. Roughly, you're looking at an hour per day overall. Okay? طيب. Course prerequisites. These are the three things that are shurut and conditions that you need to consider before thinking of joining us. If you don't have these things, then it's a problem. What are they? Number one, if you don't have time to attend and complete all the assignments on time, then probably this course is not for you. Okay, Ustad, how much time should I have available? We say roughly 7 hours per week minimum. So you got 4 hours for lectures and workshops, 3 hours for assignments. Okay? So you should be able to dedicate at least 7 hours a week. If you're gonna say to me, Ustad, I can't. At most I can do 2 hours or 3 hours. Then I'm gonna say to you, Allah, I have to be honest with you. This life cohort business is not for you. You can do the self-paced course, no problem. Do the self-paced course instead of doing a level in 12 weeks, finish a level in 24 weeks, no problem. Okay, but this live cohort, no, it's not for you. I have to be honest with you, right? This is the reality. Okay, if you cannot commit time, you will not get results. And if you're not going to get results, it's better that you don't join. Okay, and join when you can. All right, but if you can give 7 hours, then another thing that you should consider is if you are shy of speaking in a small group setting, no, nothing public, you're with 5, 6 students. If you're shy of making mistakes and you're shy of speaking in front of others, and you're someone who says, I want one-to-one tuition so that if I make a mistake, nobody knows other than the teacher and Allah. No, it's not for you. If you think making mistakes is some kind of abomination, some kind of disaster, then you need education, right? But that's outside of this course. Message me, okay? And I'll convince you why with this mindset you will never learn. But that's a topic for another day. Okay? Why? Because you have to make mistakes in order to learn. If you think you can learn Arabic language without making mistakes, you are deluded. You can never learn something without making mistakes. As a matter of fact, mistakes and learning are synonymous. They go together hand in hand. That's why we don't even call them mistakes. We call them what? Our students, they know. What do we call mistakes? We don't call them mistakes. We've got a more accurate word for mistakes. Let us know. What do you guys think? Huh? Every lecture is recorded, yes. Workshops are not, but the lectures are. Huh? نعم. أحسنتم. Learning opportunities. نعم. We don't call them mistakes. We call them learning opportunities. Every time you make a mistake and the teacher corrects you, either live or through feedback, that's a learning opportunity. Okay? So if you are afraid of learning opportunities, then you will not learn. Thirdly, you should be able to read Arabic with vowel marks. You don't have to be fluent, but you should be able to recognize Arabic letters. If you are صفر, you don't even know alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, you don't know the letters, how to recognize them, then this course is not for you. Why? Because we're learning Arabic through a book, and that book is written in Arabic. So if you can't read it, then you probably have to learn how to read first. Okay? So these are the prerequisites. Before we talk about the pricing and the tiers, inshallah ta'ala, let's quickly see what advice our students have for you. Okay? Type. Let's start with, what shall we start with? What were some of the challenges you faced and how did you overcome them? Okay? Type. Let's listen. Please pay attention. You're getting advice and input from people who've tried. Huh? Type. Vocabulary. Practice more with the flashcards and purchase Quizlet Premium in order to use the different methods for learning not available in the free version. Okay. I thought because I pay for premium, I thought you guys get the premium features as well. Maybe talk about certain student features I don't know about. But because I pay for premium already, you'll get access to the flashcards, and I think you get access to the main things. But of course, if you want extra features, then that would be great. Okay? Even though I have to double check that. But anyway, good advice. Practice with the flashcards. My biggest challenge was that I felt shy in speaking Arabic and was scared of making mistakes. I overcome it by stop worrying about making mistakes, as without mistakes, no one learn. Okay, mashallah. How beautiful. This is what I was just talking about a minute ago. Okay, alhamdulillah, as you can see here, you have, وَشَهِدَ شَاهِدٌ مِّنْ أَهْلِهِ. Here you have someone telling you themselves that this was a challenge that they had, okay, and they've shared with you how they have overcome it. Okay, Stop worrying about making mistakes, okay? And realize that without mistakes you will not learn. So it's a trade-off. Huh? You have to choose between your ego and learning Arabic. You have to choose. Huh? طيب. Then we have attending the live supplementary workshops was a big challenge because I work 6 days a week. I overcame this by continuing to listen to Arabic lectures. Okay, ممتاز. Alhamdulillah. That's good. Not being consistent with preparing for the lesson by doing the pre-work, this part very underrated. Oh, wallahi, that's jazakallah khair. Wallahi, pre-class work is very underrated. If you really, really want to benefit from an Arabic language course, or even durus, I gave this advice even when it comes to durus as well. I personally used to do it. Before I go to a class, I would always strive to actually read what the sheikh is going to explain before I attend the class. Why? Because that way, when I attend class, things I already understand, I know. And the things I don't understand, they're kind of like open loops. Which means when the sheikh explains the things I don't understand, I'm ready to take in the answer. I can't wait for the answer. I've underlined it and I'm really paying attention to the sheikh, seeing if he's going to address this issue that I had, this misunderstanding that I had. And if he does, mashallah, its place within my brain is ready. Now compare that to someone who just shows up and then he listens to the sheikh and then he gets overwhelmed because the sheikh is throwing so many benefits at him. He doesn't know how to deal with it. Huh? So being ready for class and reading before class is very, very important. Type. What would you have done more of if you could go back in time? Going back in time, I will not try my best not to miss any workshops or any lessons as they are extremely benefiting and engaging. Wallahi, that's a good advice. Everybody should do that. I wish I put more time into studying. You see, subhanAllah, look at these. Huh? Everybody's like, I wish I put more time. I'm telling you, Shaitan doesn't want you to learn. Huh? He will throw everything at you, the kitchen sink at you to get in between you and showing up and benefiting. So beware. I would have prepped more for the class, spent some additional time after class, and I would have attended 100% of speaking workshops. So as you can see, most people are like, what I would have done more of is attending. Because they realize how beneficial it is to attend these workshops and these live lectures and to interact with students, and that these are times and opportunities they won't go back, they won't get back. Okay? Good. How would you honestly describe your experience in the Arabic conversational course? Okay, I said honestly, right? So even if there are some very, very bad reviews here, we take it on, right? I want you to be honest, okay? Very fun and educational, alhamdulillah, great to hear. Premium cohort is the best. I would highly recommend it as it covers every single side of learning Arabic, the best way of learning Arabic. Alhamdulillah, I'm happy to hear that because we really put a lot into the premium. And inshallah, in a moment, I'll show you everything that's included in premium. We believe that's the best I could give from my experience of teaching Arabic and even learning Arabic myself. In other words, I look at the premium cohort as if I were in your shoes today, back in 2003, I started learning Arabic, right? And guess which curriculum I was using, or my teacher was using? Benedict. Yes. Back then, it used to be 3 levels, used to be 3 books. Now it's 4. It used to be 3 back then. And my teacher used to make me memorize the dialogues like Quran. But the point is, going back, yes, if I were back in 2003, whatever I would have hoped for, I tried to include in this course. Okay, so yes, teacher never used to get me to do I think we did exercise at the beginning, but he never really followed up, never marked our homework. We never had kind of like workshops. It was kind of like whiteboard explaining stuff, getting us to memorize. So alhamdulillah. But alhamdulillah, that's not the only thing I was studying. That's why I eventually learned Arabic because I had other things I was doing as well. I absolutely love learning Arabic from Ustad. He's not only brilliant in Arabic, but also knows how to teach and know your difficulties. He's truly an expert. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Is the best thing. We said talk about Beni Deka. Don't talk about me. All right. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows my shortcomings, but inshallah khair. It's the best thing I've done in my life. Learning Arabic is a blessing of Allah. His method of teaching is extraordinary type. This is the best thing I've had. Alhamdulillah, the structure of the class reminds me of a college setting. Okay, mashallah. Jamil. Maybe turn it to a college sometime. Best program, and truly this program has got me going and has made me comfortable in actually studying alone. It has given me a strong foundation. Okay, alhamdulillah. Anyway, that's feedback that we've got. Jazakumullah khair. Appreciate it. Now let's talk about the pricing and the taste. Look, we have this website. I'm going to share the link with you now. If you go there, it is very, alhamdulillah, how can I put it? Very informative, right? It has everything there. Okay. Um, where did it go? Should I've got it here. Actually, now, here we go. So here, there we go. No, not this one. Here we go. All right. So it talks about the curriculum, project learning outcomes. This is basically, some of the things like we said that is unique. Maybe not every single thing might not be unique, but all of them put together, I think this is what makes our course stand out. Okay. So you can read that, inshallah ta'ala. Alhamdulillah, like I said, I've done the training program myself, so I know Beniadik and how it should be taught. I've learned it myself, and I also learned how to teach it. We give personalized support to every single student. We've got a lot of learning resources, which I'm going to show you in a moment. These workshops is definitely one of the most beneficial things that students love the most, and small number of students per class. This is the pricing tier, and talking about the premium cohort. Look, the premium cohort includes everything that comes before it. So basically, the premium cohort includes all of this. Premium cohort includes, right? So you have student portal access, which I'm going to show you in a moment. We got interactive dialogue videos. We have instantly graded exercises, whereby you do the exercise, you get feedback immediately. Okay. We got mind maps, we got notes, we got games, we got competitions. We have obviously the access to lives. That's for flexible self-paced students. They get all of this. The essential course students, they get a Zoom lecture, feedback on assignments, right? So the flexible self-paced, they don't get feedback on assignments. They study by themselves. But here you got feedback on assignments, like we said. You get tests that get graded. You got to join the private WhatsApp group, and you get on-demand teacher support whenever you need it. But then the premium cohort, what really makes it stand out, like we said, are these live conversational workshops. It includes all of this as well, but the live conversational workshops is what really makes it stand out, which is after lesson. And the reason why, uh, you know, is more expensive is because we limit the number of students. Okay, as opposed to the flexible self-paced. Okay, then we also have supplementary workshops as well, whereby we poll the students to ask them when they're available, and we make sure we give them at least one extra workshop that they can attend according to their time zone and their availability. We have a dedicated student success coach, our brother, the course director, Mahad. He keeps tabs on you. We have weekly self-review, and we're there to support you throughout. And also, this is only for premium students. There's academic counseling. So sometimes you need help. Sometimes you need my advice. Sometimes you're feeling down. Okay? So we always give students the opportunity to have a private call with myself. I get on a call with them, give them advice, help them get out of stock. And this is definitely a very useful feature. Okay? And then finally, and this is a major bonus, which is anyone who signs up for the premium cohort, they get lifetime access to all the self-paced courses. Okay, so let's say you join level 3 for the premium cohort, level 1 self-paced, level 2 self-paced, you get to access it. You join level 6, you got all the other self-paced courses as well, so you can catch up in your own time. Okay, so you get access to that. All you need to do is just message us and say, Ustad, can I have access to this course? And we give you access. Okay, we're not gonna give access from the beginning, because we don't want to make your portal full with with 8 different courses that you're never gonna do, right? But any premium cohort student that has signed up at any time can always request access to any of the self-paced courses, inshallah. Okay, so that's a major bonus. That alone is worth over £600. Why? Because the self-paced courses are £100, over £100. So when you get all of the self-paced courses, free access, lifetime, whenever you want, that alone is worth the price tag. طيب. Obviously, some of you might not be able to afford these prices. We get it. Okay. So we have a limited number of scholarship seats available. These scholarship seats are not like full scholarships whereby you pay nothing. No. Rather, we have different numbers. You tell us what you can afford. So let's say, and you'll see in the application form, inshallah. And then we try and give you financial support, and we'll try and cover the rest so that you can join. If you are one of those students who are fortunate enough to get the scholarship. We can't give it to everyone, of course, because like we said, our numbers we only give scholarship like for the premium cohort. And when we give the scholarship, right, we can't give too many students because the numbers in each level is limited. Okay, so we have like 8 students per class. That's it. Okay, from those 8 students, we have dedicated 2 or 3 seats for scholarship students. Okay, so you can apply for that as well. All you need to do is just when you go to application form, you need to select the option. Okay, so that's when it comes to the pricing and the tiers. You can check all of the information on the website. Let me share the link with you right now, and then you can start the application process. We do not, let me tell you, you can't select it and pay for it and just join right away. No, you have to go through application form. You have to go through the application process. Why? Because we don't want to um, take on a student who's not suitable for the course. So we have to check your application, see if you're suitable, see if you have the prerequisites, right? And then we give you a recommendation, personalized recommendation, telling you which tier and which level is best for you. So you don't even need to worry about some of you might be like, oh, which tier is best for me? Which level should I join? Should I go for this or that? Don't worry about it. Okay? Fill out the application form. We'll give you a personalized recommendation based on your answers in the form. We'll tell you, you know what? This tier is best for you because of X, Y, and Z. That tier is best for you because of X, Y, and Z. So you don't have to worry about that. We got you covered. Okay? Just fill out the application form. And we give you 3 guarantees. These 3 guarantees you get from us. Number 1, a unconditional full refund within the first 7 days. Okay? So we offer a 7-day money back guarantee, no questions asked. From the day the course officially starts, not even from today, from the day it starts. All right? So if within the first week you feel like the course is not for you, you've attended a workshop, you've attended a supplementary workshop, you've checked the portal, you've attended a lecture, and you're like, this is not for me, send us an email, you'll get your money back. So you don't have to worry about it. So again, we're trying our best, like we said, we don't want people to not sign up out of financial fear. It's not about that. We just want people who are dedicated to learn. Okay? If you find that this course is good for you, alhamdulillah, welcome. If it's not for you, khalas, alhamdulillah. Just send us a message within the first 7 days, we'll get your money back. That one is unconditional, no questions asked. Now, if then you join, alhamdulillah, right, then we guarantee you that you'll make satisfactory progress. Okay? You'll have made tangible progress by the end of the cohort. What do you mean by tangible progress? Look, I didn't say to you, you'll finish the book. No, of course you'll finish the book. We're all going to go through the book, right? You'll cover the units if you show up. No, I'm not just saying you'll finish the book. You will actually see a difference in yourself. You will see that now you're able to do things you were not able to do before. You will actually have tangible progress and you'll have an improvement in all 8 skills. Some of you might be like, oh, Ustad, I thought Arabic was 4 skills. Yes, it's 4 skills, main skills, and 4 forgotten skills. I've talked about that before, right? Anyway, you'll be making progress in all 8 of them. Now, let's say you stuck around the first week, you thought the course was for you, you attended the lectures, you done your homework, you finished the book, but this satisfactory progress, you don't think is satisfactory. You're like, Ustad, yes, alhamdulillah, I finished the book, I've done my work, but I expected to progress way more than that. This is not good enough for me. We'll still give you your money back. But that one is conditional. It's conditional. It's conditional you doing the work, right? So after the 7 days, if you attend the lectures and you watch the replays, as in you're someone who's active, and you've submitted your assignments and tests, yes, doesn't have to be perfect, but you've been on track for the most part. Let's say at least 80% of the assignments you've submitted, okay? And you're not satisfied with the progress, you still get your money back. And we say this now because we are sure that if you do the work, I can put my money where my mouth is when it comes to that. I guarantee you that if you do the work, you will make satisfactory progress. If you don't, for whatever reason, yes, and I turn out to be wrong when it comes to your specific needs, you'll get your money back, no problem. Tell us, we'll give you your money back. Inshallah, you can find a course that is suitable for you. So with these 3 guarantees, there's no need for any fear. There's no need for, these 3 guarantees are there to remove any kind of risk in your mind, whereby you think to yourself, if I sign up, that might be a waste of time and effort and money for me. The only risk, the only risk that I can't give you a guarantee for, and goes back to you, is if you sign up and you don't show up. That goes back to you. As much as we try to hold you accountable, as much as we try to give you support, as much as we try to reach out, if you don't show up, you don't do the homework, you're not committed enough, right? And we told you, we're transparent from the beginning, what we need from you, 7 hours a week. If you think that you can, but it turns out that you can't, that is one guarantee. That's the only risk. You are the only risk. As far as we are concerned, we try to remove every single risk in your mind from our perspective. Okay? طيب. And like I said, the most unique thing are these workshops. And these workshops need you to show up. طيب. Alhamdulillah. Now let's do a quick walkthrough, inshallah. I'm going to show you the student portal so that you know what I was talking about when it comes to so this is our website. As you can see, it tells you about the course. These are all the units. Huh? As you can see, 12 weeks. And this is the portal. This is what? This is the portal. Right. The first week, week 0, at the beginning, you have the placement test. You have a pre-class survey that you can fill out. And there's a welcome video. Okay? But this is where the week starts. So as you can see, remember I said to you there's a Google Docs? Let me show you. This is from the last cohort, so you can see what I mean. We give this to you. You see these students? They left behind what? Comments. When I come to teach, I go through it and I answer their questions. I answer what? Their questions. So I explain the dialogue, and while I'm explaining it, I make sure I answer any question that you've put here. Okay? So this is what you do as pre-class. As you can see here, pre-class. 1, 2, 3, 4. These things you do before class. You read the dialogue. You do the worksheets. These are taken from the book, by the way. Dialogue worksheets. This is taken from the book. This is the dialogue or the text. You can listen to it and you answer these questions. Okay, you answer these questions. When you do that, you submit. Name, email, you submit it. Teacher marks it, returns it back to you. Okay, so you have that for dialogue 1. You have that for text worksheet 1. Okay, you see? You do all of this, these answers, you type. You see? MashaAllah, very engaging. Then we have the flashcards. These are the flashcards that we talked about on Quizlet. You see? Here you go, flashcards. You can go through all of the words for that week. Okay? Go through all of them. Okay? Then we have the practice, vocabulary practice. Okay? After you've gone through the flashcards, you've familiarized yourself with them, now you can practice. Okay? Now you can do what? You can practice. If you get it right, you get it wrong. To treat, عالجة. You got it right, you go through it. It's going to give you also some spelling exercises. And it is basically based on Quizlet. It's a mode they have for learning. There's some question, multiple choice, true and false, some typing, and these sort of things. Okay? All of this you're doing before you attend the lecture. Now imagine then when you attend the lecture, you are well prepared, mashallah. Then I explain, and then you go to the workshops and you implement what you've learned. You implement what you've learned. So by the time you come to the workshop, you've already been learning these vocabulary. You have already read the dialogue. You already read the text. You come well prepared. Then after the lecture, we have post-class assignments. This is the grammar worksheet. This one focuses on the grammar concepts in the book. So you're practicing the actual grammar concepts in the book. As you can see, some are fill in the blank. Sometimes you type. Sometimes you, very, very beneficial. Again, taken from the book. Huh? Then we got listening comprehension exercises, whereby you listen and you answer. Okay? You listen and you answer. There's a worksheet that you have. And then finally, you have the vocabulary test. This at the end of the week, you can test yourself on the vocabulary. You can choose exactly how many questions. Answer with, you can say, I'm going to answer with Arabic, مثلا. Huh? You can choose the question types. Boom, you can test yourself. Okay? Now that's week 1. So that's for level 3. For level 3, that's the first part of the week. And then the second part of the week, you're doing you're doing dialogue 2 and text worksheet 2. So as you can see, for the week, you're doing this amount of work. It's a lot of work, but that's how you learn. That's how you learn. MashaAllah, this course, the good thing about it, it keeps you busy. Alhamdulillah. Okay? And then, this is the important part. Pay attention. some of you will fall behind. Some of you might not have enough time to do all of the assignments. That's why we have introduced a new way of doing things. Before we used to do unit, exam. Now we changed it with the feedback of some students as well, which is that week 1, you do unit 1. Week 2, you do unit 2. Week 3 is for revision. Week 3 is your opportunity, on the third week, is your opportunity to do any assignments that you've missed, brush up on your vocabulary. We'll give you some games, some extra supplementary exercises, and then you do the quarterly test. Again, this is a test taken from the book itself, okay, where you are now testing yourself on units 1 and 2. So every 3 weeks, every third week, you have a quarterly test. Okay, so unit 1 and 2, quarterly test. Unit 3 and 4, quarterly test. Unit 5 and 6, quarterly test. 7 and 8, quarterly test. And then you have the final exam on week 13. Okay, that's basically how our portal is. This for level 3. For level 1 and 2, by the way, we have way more learning resources that we made ourselves, such as games and the Tanam table and a lot of extra stuff for units 1 and 2, because unit 3 is, or from level 3 onwards, the book is already so heavy, we didn't add a lot of extra things. But level 1 and 2, we added a lot of extra things to supplement what's missing, especially when it comes to grammar. Okay, so that's the portal, inshallah. That's our student portal. Some exercises that we make as well separately. Yes, these are to show you some of the exercises that we've made ourselves, supplementary exercises, is this one, specifically for advanced students. This is i'rab of Surah Yusuf. You do i'rab of Surah Yusuf by choosing from a list of answers, like this. So مثلا you say tilka, or let's say مثلا ayat. Ayat, you say مثلا is اسم. Is it مرفوع or مجرور or مجزوم? Is مرفوع. وعلامة رفعه, what makes it مرفوع is الضمة الظاهرة. You see, you're doing i'rab. And then you submit it, and you get immediate feedback. You submit it, you get immediate feedback to see if you were right or wrong. Okay? So this is one of the supplementary exercises that we've made. We've got another one as well. Just some examples, but these are just some examples, right? This one is sarf, to do with sarf, verb conjugation, right? So these are words taken from Surah Yusuf, and you write the fi'l ماضي مضارع and مصدر. نقص, أوحينا, أوحى, يوحي, وهكذا. Okay? And many other supplementary exercises. Inshallah ta'ala, you'll see them for yourself. In the workshop as well, we have also widgets or exercise that we use for the workshop, such as this one, مثلا. It says to you, مثلا, لا, you have to come up with a verb from your head, and then use this. يعني لا something كثير فطور يا أستاذ. We use that in the workshop. Now the student has to make his own sentence. We gave him the words, but he has to implement the grammar concepts to make a grammatically correct sentence. So he would say, for example, لا تأكل. And then the teacher is going to listen out for the sukun at the end, because there's لا ناهية. لا تأكل كثيرا. And then في الفطور. He has to say في يا أستاذ. Okay? And so on and so forth. Okay? These are some of the, if you like, resources that we use in the workshops. Or this one for verb conjugation, for example. It tells you first person, plurals, 3 people, 1 man and two women. It might be, here we have 3 men. It's might be different conjugation. Or you might have, let's say, 2 women. Third person, غائب. And this is the verb عبد. And it should be فعل مضارع. So how would you conjugate this? Yalla, give it a go. غائب, 2 women, عبد. So let's say this Fatima and Aisha. What would you say? فعل مضارع. غائب. What would you say? يعبدان الله, for example. Right? Or متكلم, feminine. She would say أملك. Or if it's مثلا فعل مضارع, this one, for example, you're speaking to someone, you say to him تعرف. تعرف. So here you're learning verb conjugation in the workshop by way of this. واضح? And again, one example of many of the different exercises that we have, inshallah. Okay? Do we buy the book ourselves? Where do we get the book? The book, you can buy it yourself if you want, or I think there's PDF versions maybe online available as well. But yeah, I would advise you to buy it. I personally would advise you to buy it. There's nothing better than that. Okay. But the application process. The application process is actually very easy. Like I said, very easy. It takes 3 minutes. Put your first name, last name, put your email. Okay, and like I said, we just ask you a few questions. Obviously, we need your gender so that we know where to put you. Choose the level that you want. If you're not sure, just say, I want to take a placement test for which level, and we'll help you out. Then you select the tier. Like I said, if you're not sure, you're at the website, you're still not sure, just say, I'm not sure, please advise me, and we'll tell you. Then you can choose how you want to pay for it. If you pay full payment, you got 10% discount, or you can also pay via installments. Okay, we have that option available as well. You pay 3 monthly installments. And if you can't afford the fees, say I can't afford the fees, and then we'll tell you how to apply for a scholarship. But there are no guarantees when it comes to scholarship. Just keep that in mind. Okay. Then, can you read Arabic? Again, like we said, it's very important. Yes or no? And then can you attend the live workshops? This is the tentative schedule. It's not the final schedule, but it will be something around that. Like I said, it's between 8 to 10 p.m. Mecca time. It just depends on different days. How many hours can you dedicate? It should be 7 or more. Okay. And then just double check that your email is correct. And that's it. Once you do that and you put your email, your phone number, submit your phone number. This is the beautiful part. You select if you use that number on WhatsApp. If you do, and you submit your application, it's going to redirect you directly to WhatsApp. Okay. Where you can message a member of the team. It's going to say, Assalamu alaikum, I applied. And then the member of the team will get back to you and give you the recommendations as soon as they check your application and they see what to recommend you with. So that's how easy it is. That's literally 3 minutes. Okay. So inshallah, go on the website if you want. If you want to apply directly without going through the website, I'll share the application link with you here in the chat as well. Inshallah. Just apply and leave the rest to us, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, so that's the application form process. That's how easy and pretty straightforward it is. For us, that's it. Look, for those of you that want to learn balagha, by the way, balagha. Okay, those of you that want to learn balagha, we're going to do a lecture on that. If you're advanced enough, okay, we're going to talk about that, inshallah ta'ala. But still sign up for the conversational course, because the balagha course, if you sign up for the conversational course, you get it for free. Okay, if you don't sign up for the conversational course, then you pay separately for the balagha course. All right, so either way, sign up for this course if you want to learn Arabic with me, and then I'll share more about the balagha course, inshallah ta'ala, within the coming few days. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, inshallah. We're here to help, here to answer your questions. Let me put that on WooClap actually, so that you have opportunity to ask. Okay, so Bismillah. So just questions, feedback, or suggestions, please post it on WooClap, inshallah, and I'll answer it. Allah yahfadak. Let's see, did I leave anything out? We went through the application process, we done the walkthrough. Okay, so next steps, right? The next steps, like I said, well, join the WhatsApp community if you haven't so far. If you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay on YouTube, check the description, inshallah, and join the WhatsApp community. That's number one, the brothers or the sisters. Visit the website, like we said. I've shared the link already. Then fill out the application form. Okay, I've already explained the application process and what it's about. And then once we get back to you with the recommendation, then you secure your seat, inshallah. And then after that, you can submit a placement test if required, so that we can place you in the right level. That's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, nothing too complicated, inshallah. We try to keep it as simple as possible. Are we able to have the pre-class assignments a couple of days in advance? I know it's usually available the day before lecture. Okay, we can do that. That's not an issue. Abshir. I'll speak to the course director. Couple of days. 2 days enough? 48 hours? I think 48 hours should be more than enough. Normally we say the day before lecture. And if you include the day of the lecture, because the lecture is normally later in the day, that's about 48 hours. So instead of Friday, let's say if the lecture is on Saturday, instead of making it available on Friday, what you're saying is make it available on Thursday, which is fine. We can do that. Well, the reason why we didn't do it before is because we thought students are busy with the post class anyway. But let's say you've done the post class, you want to do your pre class earlier, we can do that. That's not an issue. Sheikh, which books of the Benedict series are you teaching this cohort? Yeah, that depends on the level that we're teaching. Inshallah, apply. And the thing is, the exact levels that we teach is normally informed by the demand, right? We can't teach all 8 levels, right? We can't teach all 8 levels. Um, and we can't teach a level if there's not enough students in that cohort, in that specific group on that level. So everybody apply, do the placement tests. Once we have a list of students in each level, that's when we send out the final schedule and the finalized list. If there's anyone who's signed up and the level that is most suitable for them is not available, it's fine. We just refund their money. It's not an issue. It's not a problem at all, right? So if you sign up, but it turns out that your level that's most suitable for you is not available this cohort, we refund your money and we'll keep you in mind for the next time. Okay? So that's a possibility, but that's something that we cannot give a 100% answer on right now. That is something that will become clearer in the coming few days. So keep an eye on the group. And before anything, just apply, inshallah ta'ala, so that we have you on the system and we can keep you up to date. And you can message us and, follow up with us and all of that, inshallah ta'ala. Are we receiving a certificate by the end of the program? Yes, certificate is available upon request. It's not an issue. We can make that available. I'll sign it, inshallah. That's not an issue at all. Anyone who finishes any of the levels gets a certificate. And if you do all 8 levels, then you'll get a very special certificate, inshallah. But even for level, on a per level basis, certificates can be made available. It's not an issue at all. Okay? Is Bani Yadayk better than Medina Arabic Reader? Medina Arabic Reader. I know that's not the Medina books, is it? I think I heard that before, that curriculum. Anyway, I've looked at many, many curriculums, right? And I believe Bani Yadayk is the best. I believe Bani Yadayk is the best because the most comprehensive. And as a book itself, it has won many, many awards. As a matter of fact, it is so good that in my university, even though they had their own curriculum, our university, they actually got the professors at our university to create their own curriculum, which is what I was studying when I started university in King Saud University, 2013. They had a series called Al-Arabiyyatu lil-Alam or something like that. Huh? But later on, recently, a few years ago, they decided to scrap their own program and teach Benedict. And my uni, alhamdulillah, it is top ranked uni here in Saudi and one of the top ranked universities in the Middle East, right? So that itself is a major testament to the quality of this series. High quality. Barakallahu feek for adding that week for any catch up and revision. This is something I was going to suggest. Okay, alhamdulillah. You should have suggested it. What stopped you? Never hold back suggestions, inshallah ta'ala. We benefit from them, inshallah, and I hope it will benefit you as well. That week of catch up, like we said, I think it's really good because that way, every 3 weeks, you can, if something happens on week 1 or week 2, you can rely on that third week to fill in any gaps. Not that it should make you lazy, by the way. Yeah, don't like mess about week 1 and week 2 thinking I'll do it in week 3. La. That's not the intention behind it. Okay? طيب. بارك الله فيكم. All right. طيب. Any other questions? Let's see if there's something on Zoom here. Are we receiving? When is it starting? We're starting, inshallah. Lessons and classes are starting next week. Next week, Saturday, 21st. Okay? So this week is week of enrollment. We're going to be enrolling students during this week, starting from today up until Friday. Okay? And then lessons will start. Is the payment a one-time payment for the whole course? The payment is per level, not for the all 8 levels, 2-year course. Of course not. I wish I could provide that for that price. It's per level. Barakallah feek. Okay. Once you finish the next level, then we start the next cohort. You sign up for the next level. This will be late night. We'll be getting recordings. Yes, every lecture is recorded and posted right after the lecture. The link is posted in the group. And on top of that, the lecture itself is also edited and cut up into smaller clips and uploaded to the portal. So you have both. You have the actual live lecture, beginning till end, posted in the group. And then after that, our video editor, he cuts it up into smaller clips that are more manageable and he uploads that to the portal. Okay, so you'll have both, inshallah. All right, alhamdulillah. I think I've answered all of your questions. Jazakumullah khair. I appreciate you took out the time to join us. I hope that, you know, most of you get to join us in the course, inshallah. I would welcome you with open hands. Those of you that can't join the course, maybe in the future, inshallah, no problem. I just hope that this session, I managed to answer all of your questions. I hope this session showed you what the course is about. I specifically, of course, thank our students that have given their feedback and their input. Jazahumullah khair. Barakallah fikum. And now we'll suffice with that. Again, we are at your service, inshallah. You can message the Bin Abdul Wali number on WhatsApp with any questions that you have. Contact us, inshallah. And we'll get back to you if you fill out the application with recommendations within 24 hours. That's our target, that we get back to every single student, even less than 24 hours, really. But maximum, depending on, because sometimes somebody, they apply what's for them morning or afternoon, but for us midnight. Right? So you have to at least account for that. So sometimes you don't get applied straight away. It's because probably time zone differences or the likes. Okay. But we try to go through all the applications, inshallah, as quickly as possible. Hayakumullah. Can I start the class and pay next month? Yes. So any kind of personal needs that you have, let me tell you this straight up, right? Any personal needs that you have, any personal restrictions that you have on a personal level, message us. We are very, very cooperative. Our goal is not the money. Okay? Our goal is not the money. Our goal is that we find students who are committed, who want to learn the Arabic language and have the time and effort to put into this pursuit, who go on to learning this beautiful language, and then they go on to benefiting themselves and benefiting others. That's our goal, right? So that's why we have installments. That's why we have some scholarship seats. That's why we have specific arrangements for certain students, like this student that said they want to join, but they want to pay what? Next month. No problem. Apply. Once you apply and we give you recommendations, then just mention, say, you know what? I want to join, but I can't pay now. I can pay at that time. And then the team member will create a custom link for you with a custom payment plan. And then you sign up through that link. And then when the time comes to pay, you get an email and an invoice and you pay for it. Halas. It's not an issue. So please, I want you to know that. None of you should hold back or feel shy or be like, oh, because of money. We try our best to make sure money is not a barrier. Yes, for some of you it will be, because we can't give scholarship to everyone, right? But at least from those of you that apply for scholarship, if you can at least get the most committed students that are their applications are the most convincing, then alhamdulillah. And those who can't, there are some students who've applied for scholarship 2-3 times and they got it on the third try. Happens. I applied to university, Jamia Islamiyya, 6 times and I still didn't get it. And finally, I got accepted on a scholarship in King Saud University, but I didn't give up. Kept on applying every single year, Jamia Islamiyya. I even traveled there twice or 3 times. I think I went 2 or 3 times for an interview. But for some reason, Qaddar Allah, I never got it. Some kind of technical. Even I remember after I got accepted in King Saud University, I went to Medina, saw the guy who done the interview, and I said to him, what happened to my application? He logged in online. He's like, you are meant to be accepted. He's like, I don't know what happened. He's like, go there and do this and then come back to me. I said to him, Jazakallah khair. I've already been accepted. I'm now studying in Riyadh. Allah yahfadak. Allah wanted for me, I suppose. Not I suppose, I'm sure 100% Allah wanted for me to study in King Saud University, no doubt. But I mean, I don't know the hikmah behind it. Okay. I mean, maybe now I do because Riyadh has been an amazing experience. But I mean, back then I didn't know the hikmah behind it, why I didn't get Islamic University. But I got Riyadh. So same thing, apply, alhamdulillah. If there's khair in it for you and Allah has written it for you, you'll get the scholarship. If you don't get the scholarship, then try to sign up through other means. If you can't sign up to other means and you have to wait for the next cohort, alhamdulillah, yani, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I wish we could offer this as a free scholarship for everyone, but we can't. We're not uh, funded by any government, any organizations, right? So everything that comes in, we use that obviously to make this happen. We have Dr. Awad, we have Ustad Sara, we have Ustad Ikrami, we have the course director, we have another brother who works on marking the homework and uploading all of the content. And all this content you see on the portal, this has been 2, 3 years in the making. Every production is still ongoing. We're still creating more and more assignments, more and more learning resources. So even for those of you that do sign up, don't forget that intention, by the way. Do not forget that you're not just, buying something. No, you're supporting the khair. You're supporting this project. This project is standing on its 2 feet and it's been ongoing for the past 2, 3 years because of the students who signed up. Sah? That's why it exists. That's why it continues to exist. So make sure you have that intention, by the way. Make sure your intention is, you know, that Alhamdulillah, I'm going to learn Arabic and I'm supporting the learning of Arabic because there are scholarship students who will be able to study, because of students that pay the premium. Yeah, if we didn't have students paying the premium tier, we wouldn't be able to help fund scholarship students, right? So keep that in mind. Barakallahu feekum. All right. Ayakumullah. Jazakumullah khair. Inshallah, see you guys, inshallah ta'ala, very soon. Keep an eye out on the groups for the Balagha course. More information about that, inshallah, for more advanced students. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi